I feel like that's another thing too, is like going into my actual relationship with God, is that I feel that everything is very private for me.
Yeah.
And in that, like, I feel that a lot of my family has kind of, they judge me off of my exterior and like the things that I would do, like in college, like people will call me a party girl, they call me this, they call me that, and they say I was ungodly and things like that. But at the same time, like, they don't know my relationship with God because I kept everything behind closed doors, you know? And, you know, my dad always taught me, like, to just kind of keep those things private, and that I don't need to, like, you know, show it in front of anybody else. I'm trying to think what else we did. I mean, he'd always taught me, like, to tithe and things like that, pray. I think that that's a huge reason why, though, like, with the things that I went through my senior year, apart from, like, you know, reading about different ways to, like, help my subconscious and things like that, it was just, like, making sure my relationship with God was improved. I think that was probably the number one thing. And then just, like, giving him gratitude for everything, you know, because, like, with all the things that I've been through in my life, like, none of that would have been possible without him. And so
exactly,
I think that, like, it was just so hard for me because I felt like I needed to project that and show people, you know what I mean? Like, what we were talking about with, like, in church, where you feel like you have to prove something, when it's like, I mean, as I got older, I realized, like, I really didn't need to do that. I think it's just, like, when I talk about, like, the performativeness, I'm literally just talking about, like, people who just, you know, those
they think like they're better than everybody else.
Exactly, but it's like, I feel like once you get past that and, like, realize that everything is just solely about your relationship with God, like, nothing else matters. Everything else is just BS, you know? Like, even if we aren't, you know, practicing as much as, like, you know, the next person in our church or whatever it is, like, that doesn't make us any less followers of Christ than we are, because we take that with us everywhere we go outside of the church. So
I know some mean people, some hypocrites.
It is just, and it's hard too, because it's like you're being judged, and again, like, we're not doing anything wrong. It's just we aren't like a conventional Samoan family. But I think that you made a good point. It's just like, as long as you carry it wherever you go and you treat others with kindness and love.
For me, the last thing, what's the point of go to church every Sunday and you're still,
you don't follow those values?
You don't follow the values. You still have hateful feelings. You still judge people, hate people, unkind. And I know people like that, right? You know, they go to church every Sunday. I think we all. But we know who your true character is. So for me, it's just you know, God is just like how you live your life, and your character and how you treat people.
Exactly.
And God, you know, God sees what you do every single day behind closed doors. But people don't
behind closed doors, and it's like, I think a lot of it too is like, if I have to go to, and that this is kind of like how I feel about it, is that if I have to go to church and be very active, like, I feel like it's very performative in some cases, where it's like, why is it that I need to be there constantly and, like, overworking, like, because I don't know how to explain this. With some people, I just feel like it's overworking in a sense where it's almost performative. Like, you have, like, you doing that, you going every day.
You're not doing it because you want to. You do it because you have to.
Yeah, but also, like, in a sense where you have to, but it's like, see, I'm showing you, like, what I'm doing. When in reality, like, that stuff happens behind closed doors. You don't need. It kind of reminds me of, like, people, you know, like, when people give, like, food to homeless people or something like that. It's just very, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to prove your faith by overexerting yourself and, like, trying to prove it to the other people in the congregation, you know?